Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive. Today we're taking a look at Marco-o1,
Marco-o1.
this pretty fascinating new AI.
Yeah,
It's a large reasoning model
a large reasoning model.
that,
Yeah, it's really shaking things up,
yeah, it's shaking things up in the AI world for sure.
for sure.
And so we'll get into all that.
Yeah, let's unpack it.
But before we go too far, can you just give us a little bit of
Yeah.
background on large reasoning models? Like, what are they and why should we care?
So large reasoning models, basically they're like these super brains
Okay.
trained on huge amounts of data.
Mm-hmm.
And, they can do a lot of things, like they can analyze information, they can understand relationships.
Relationships between different
Well,
pieces of data.
Yeah, and even generate creative solutions to problems.
Wow.
So it's pretty incredible technology.
It's like having a team of super smart, strategists or something
Behind
working in the
the
background.
scenes.
Yeah.
And these models are already being used in a lot of different fields,
Mm-hmm.
like scientific research, engineering, even art.
So it's not just about getting the right answer on a test or something.
No. This is about real-world problem solving.
Solving problems, yeah.
Yeah, the complex, messy problems that don't have easy answers.
Exactly. And this is what's so interesting about Marco-1, right?
Absolutely.
It's building on what we've seen with other models.
Yeah, like OpenAI's O1.
Right. But it's
But it's going further.
going a step further.
Yeah, it's tackling those open-ended problems
Right.
where there isn't just one right answer.
I was reading about some of the techniques they're using, and it's really fascinating.
Oh, yeah, it's using a really interesting combination of techniques.
Yeah, like chain of thought fine-tuning,
Yes, chain of thought.
which I guess that helps it kind of reason through things step by step.
Exactly. It helps the model think step by step,
Okay.
kind of like mapping out a plan before taking action.
Okay.
So that's one key piece.
And then there's this whole Monte Carlo Tree Search thing, which
Yes.
I'll admit that one sounds a bit intimidating.
Yeah, it sounds complicated, but it's actually,
Can you break it down for us?
yeah, I can break it down.
Okay.
So imagine you're playing chess.
Okay.
A good player doesn't just make random moves right.
Right.
They think several steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
They consider all the possible outcomes.
Right.
That's what Monte Carlo Tree Search does for Marco-1.
So it's kind of like giving the AI strategic thinking skills.
Exactly. It lets the model explore many potential solutions,
Okay.
weigh the pros and cons,
Mm-hmm.
choose the best path forward,
Okay.
just like that chess player.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I was also reading about these reasoning action strategies.
Oh, yes, good catch.
Yeah, dude.
So Marco-1 uses two main strategies.
Okay.
One is called steps as actions.
Okay.
And that's kind of like making a broad move in our chess game.
Okay.
It's very efficient,
Right.
but it might miss some finer details.
So it's like taking a big leap forward without necessarily checking every little thing.
Exactly, you got it.
Okay.
That's where the second strategy comes in,
Okay.
which is many steps as actions.
Okay.
And this strategy breaks down those reasoning steps
Okay.
into smaller chunks.
Right.
So it's like examining each possible chess move
Mm-hmm.
with a magnifying glass.
Right.
This allows the model to find more nuanced and accurate solutions.
So it's like they've given this AI a whole toolkit
Yeah, a whole toolkit.
for dissecting a problem and solving it.
Absolutely.
That's really amazing.
It is.
And then they also built in this like reflection mechanism.
Yes, the reflection mechanism.
Which it's almost like Marco-1 stops and asks itself like, did I miss anything?
It's a great way to put it.
Before it gives the final answer.
It's like that moment when you're working on a tough problem.
Yeah.
You suddenly realize you made a wrong turn somewhere.
Right.
This mechanism gives Marco-o1 that ability.
It can go back and correct itself.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
It is a pretty amazing feature.
So we've got this AI that can think strategically,
Mm-hmm.
analyze problems in detail,
Yeah.
and even double-check its work.
Pretty impressive, right?
It is impressive,
Yeah.
but how well does it actually perform?
Well, the researchers put Marco-o1 through a lot of tests.
Okay.
They used several benchmark data sets, including one called MGSM,
MGSM.
which specifically tests reasoning abilities.
Okay, so this is like the proving ground.
Exactly. And the results were remarkable.
Okay, what kind of results are we talking about?
We're talking about accuracy improvements
Okay.
of over 6% on the English version of the data set
Wow.
and over 5% on the Chinese version.
Compared to like previous models?
Compared to previous models.
It's a huge jump.
Yeah, those are some significant gains.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is.
But I always love a good story.
Sure.
Is there anything in the research that really kind of showcases what Marco-o1 can do?
There's one example that I think really highlights Marco-o1's ability to understand nuance
Nuance.
and context.
Okay.
It actually did better than Google Translate in one case.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
So they were trying to translate a certain Chinese slang phrase.
Okay.
And the literal translation was something like, this shoe offers a stepping on poop sensation.
Okay. That's a pretty unique way to describe a shoe.
It is, right? But in Chinese,
Yeah.
it's actually slang
Oh.
for a very comfortable sole.
Okay.
And get this, Marco-o1 was able to grasp that cultural context
Oh, wow.
and correctly translate it as, this shoe has a comfortable sole.
So it's not just translating words, it's understanding their meaning.
Exactly. It's understanding the intent.
That's next level.
Yeah, it's demonstrating a deeper level of reasoning than we've seen before.
That's really impressive.
It is.
It feels like we're on the verge of some major breakthrough in AI.
I agree that potential applications of this technology are vast.
Yeah, like what are you thinking of?
Well, imagine Marco-o1 helping scientists analyze complex data, or assisting engineers in designing innovative solutions.
Like having an army of little...
Yeah, super smart assistants
Yeah.
at our fingertips.
And what about the creative possibilities?
Oh, yeah.
Could Marco-o1, help writers craft stories or musicians compose music?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see AI playing a bigger and bigger role in those areas.
I mean, we're already seeing it a little bit.
Yeah, we are.
But something like Marco-o1 could take it to a whole other level.
For sure. For sure.
That's pretty amazing.
It is a very exciting time to be following AI.
Yeah, it is. And I'm really excited to see where all of this goes.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah,
It really does feel like a new era.
it does. And it's exciting. But I
Yeah.
imagine it also comes with some challenges.
Oh, absolutely.
So as these models get more sophisticated, what are some things we need to be thinking about?
Well, one of the biggest things is making sure that they're used for good,
Right.
responsibly.
For the benefit of humanity.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
think about the potential impact on healthcare.
Hmm.
Marco-o1 could help doctors diagnose diseases more accurately,
That's amazing.
or even personalize treatment plans based on a patient's genes.
Ah.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? And that's just one area.
Yeah, where else?
Think about education.
Okay.
Marco-o1 could help create personalized learning experiences for every student.
Like a personal tutor.
Exactly.
Really, for every student.
It could revolutionize how we learn.
Yeah, that's powerful.
But, while we're thinking about all these amazing possibilities,
yeah.
we also have to remember that these models,
Mm-hmm.
they're only as good as the data they're trained on.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
Exactly. So we need to make sure that the data is diverse and representative.
So that the models aren't perpetuating, existing biases.
Precisely. It's not just about building powerful AI. It's about building responsible AI.
Right. And that's going to take a lot of, careful thought and planning.
Oh, absolutely. It requires ongoing conversations between researchers, developers, policymakers, and the public.
It's a big conversation.
It is a big conversation.
We need to have.
And we need to establish ethical frameworks
Right.
for the development and use of this technology.
This also makes me think about the potential impact on jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, some people might be worried that AI like this is going to replace human workers.
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's something we need to address head on.
So how do we do that?
Well, I think instead of viewing AI as a replacement for humans,
Yeah.
we should think of it as a tool that can augment human capabilities.
Okay. I like that.
AI can take over the repetitive tasks, the boring stuff,
Mhm.
freeing up humans to focus on more creative and strategic work.
So it's not humans versus AI. It's humans and AI working together.
Exactly. It's about collaboration.
Yeah. Leveraging each other's strengths.
Right. Like Marco-o1 can process massive amounts of data,
Right?
identify patterns that humans might miss.
Mm-hmm.
But humans, we excel at things like empathy and critical thinking.
Right. The things that make us human.
Exactly. And by combining those strengths,
Yeah.
we can solve some of the world's biggest problems.
That's a really optimistic outlook.
I am optimistic. I think the future is bright.
I like that.
Yeah,
So this deep dive has been really eye-opening.
it has.
We've gone from, the technical details of how Marco-o1 works
Yeah.
to these big picture questions about its impact on society and the future of work.
It's a fascinating journey.
It is, and I'm walking away feeling really inspired.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, it's amazing to think about what AI can achieve.
It is, and it's important to approach these advancements with a sense of, cautious optimism.
Cautious optimism. I like that.
We need to be mindful of the challenges,
Right.
but also embrace the possibilities.
Yeah, because the future of AI is really in our hands.
It is. We have the power to shape it responsibly.
It really is. And before we wrap up, I'm kind of curious, what's next for Marco-o1? Like, are the researchers working on any new developments?
Oh yeah, they are. They're always pushing the boundaries.
Okay, so what are they focusing on?
Well, one area is refining the reward signals
Okay.
that are used in that Monte Carlo Tree Search we talked about.
Right, right. So it's like they're trying to make the AI's decision-making even better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're fine-tuning its internal compass, so to speak.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah, and they're using some really interesting techniques,
Okay, like what?
like outcome reward modeling and process reward modeling.
Okay, I'm not familiar with those.
So basically, these techniques help the AI learn not just from the end result,
Right.
but also from the steps it took along the way.
So it's not just about reaching the destination, it's about optimizing the whole journey.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like finding the most efficient path to solve a problem.
And are they also using like reinforcement learning with this?
Yes, they're exploring that too.
Which is where the AI kind of learns through trial and error.
Exactly. It tries different things, gets feedback, and adjusts its strategy.
So it's like it's constantly learning and getting smarter.
That's the beauty of these models. They're not static. They're always evolving.
That's pretty amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
And as they evolve, their potential just grows exponentially.
It's mind-blowing to think what the future holds for AI like this.
I know, right? What starts as a research project
Yeah,
could end up transforming industries.
absolutely.
It's a really exciting time to be following this field.
It is. Well, this has been a fantastic deep dive.
It has.
We've learned so much about Marco-o1,
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
from the technical details to the big picture implications.
It's been a pleasure discussing all this with you.
Likewise, and to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Marco-o1. We hope you found it as fascinating as we did, and as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. So leave us a comment and tell us what you think about the future of AI. Until next time, keep diving deep.